feel like there was something else I was going to say, but it was probably a lie. Billy, you liar. Let's get to the video. Right about there. Let me start that over. Damn it, Billy. Pay attention.
Are you ready?
Let's do this! Welcome back to Uncommon Sense. I am your uncommon host, Billy the Kid, and you have reached the most uncommon place on the internet, featuring me, yours truly, and my lovely co-host, Butch.
And today, as you see, I'm wearing my Deadpool hoodie. Nothing else, just my hat, glasses, and hoodie. Thought I'd make it interesting in the studio today.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention to you. Thank you.
For putting on pants today.
And coming out of retirement.
Oh, yes. You're welcome.
It's helping me a lot.
It was kind of difficult to do so, you know.
Considering you weren't retired yet.
How do you really think I am?
Moving along here.
What are we talking about today, Billy?
We're going to talk about Christine Drazan. Because I found this video, it's kind of interesting, that there is a Democrat that ran against Kotek
Right.
in the primaries.
Right.
Who's backing Drazan. His name is George Carrillo. I probably said that wrong. I suck with names. I can't even pronounce my own name. That's why I'm Billy the Kid.
It's easier.
It's a lot easier. I can spell it too.
My name is George Carrillo, and I'm a former United States Marine, former Sheriff Deputy, and former Democratic Gubernatorial candidate. And I'm endorsing Christine Drazan because she is the real deal. She is a great person, and she is the change that we need in Oregon today. She will provide equitable opportunities for all Oregonians to achieve a better tomorrow. At the end of the day, I don't see Christine as just as a Republican, and she doesn't see me just as a Democrat. We see each other as two individuals that are trying to do good for Oregonians.
Here we have a Democrat gubernatorial candidate.
He ran in the primaries.
He ran in the primaries. And here he is endorsing a Republican. Not because she's a Republican, not because he's a Democrat. He's doing it because they align on their values of what they think is going on with.
He understands that we don't have to agree on everything
Right.
to work together.
Exactly. Now that's bipartisan.
Yes. That's taken off his jersey
Yeah.
and learning to be just a teammate.
Right.
You know, as far like part of the community, I guess. You know.
Well, he's wanting to do what's best for Oregon.
Well,
Not
I
what's
feel like
best for his party.
I feel like in Oregon over the last
anything except for what's best for Oregonians.
like 20 years, we've really lost our own sense of community in Oregon.
Yes, we have.
You know, we don't really have our own culture here anymore.
And we don't look
very,
out for one another like we used to.
No, we're very dysfunctional. You know, if we were a family, we'd be like one of the most dysfunctional families in the planet. I mean, I'm from a dysfunctional family, so it's fine.
Oh.
I think everybody is.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the Kardashians. People follow them.
Yeah. I've never seen a single episode. You know that?
Good for you. What's really sad is like the street interviews, like John Klug, or no, it's not John, it's James Klug.
Right. Oh,
He
James
does those
Luke, yeah.
street interviews.
Right.
And he'll ask people like who their state governor is, or who the first president was, or something like that. And they'll have no idea.
Yeah, he asks simple, common sense questions that every American should know. Like
what continent is the United States located on?
Right, what continent are you on right now?
What countries border the United States? My kids can answer those questions.
Yeah.
Why can't these kids that just came out of college?
Yeah, or that are still in college.
Yeah.
How did you make it to college without knowing simple basic facts?
The point I was getting at is they know all the Kardashians and their brother.
Oh, yeah.
And their mom and their dad and their stepdad and
And now they're
You know, who they're dating, what their kids' names are.
and now their mom who used to be their dad.
Yeah. It's just messed up.
Oh, it's embarrassing when you go out and your dad's wearing the same outfit as you.
Hey. Oh. Back to this guy though, Mr.
Come on.
Carrillo.
Yeah. You actually said it right this time.
Did I?
Yeah. Carrillo.
Democrats, we have had control over the past 20 years, and we're not necessarily going in the right direction. I believe in our democracy. I fought for this democracy being a United States Marine.
Billy the Kid here to remind my fellow Americans that we are not, in fact, a democracy, but a constitutional republic. If you are confused as to what this means, please click the link below to see the full political spectrum. Stay uncommon.
And we need to have all different views in order to provide us with the opportunity to be able to grow. And we currently don't have that right now in our government or in our politics. I believe that Christine is the right person for that because she will provide a different perspective.
What I find interesting, like you said, he ran against Kotek. So he had his own vision of what, you know, what he thinks we need in our state, how he thinks it should be run, so on and so forth.
Right.
But he's willing to set aside that, like you said, the partisan divide and, you know, find common ground with her based
Right.
on
Yeah,
core
he does.
values.
Yeah. He wants what's best for Oregonians.
So
He
we
doesn't
find it
want-
interesting because why isn't he backing Kotek, his fellow Democrat?
Well, like he said, that it's after 20 years of being under Democrat rule, we're headed in the wrong direction.
Yep. And his hope was probably that, you know, if he was to get in, maybe he'd put a new face on the Democratic Party of Oregon
Right.
and take us in a good direction.
Yeah.
But he didn't win.
No.
So he's going to
unfortunately,
back up whoever he thinks
is best.
is second best to
Oregon.
himself, as you know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's too many Oregonians that are currently out in the streets that are really suffering, and Christine wants to put a stop to that. She wants to dedicate the appropriate amount of resources to be able to resolve this problem and act quickly and appropriately. Right now, unfortunately, we're just not moving at the speed that we need to in order to be able to help people out in our communities. When you have someone that's inquisitive and that really wants to be able to understand all of the different demographics in Oregon, that's open, that's being inclusive. That is someone that wants to make a change. I'm supporting Christine Drazan because I believe that her values align with mine as far as being able to make the community safer for tomorrow.
All right.
That was very interesting.
So I think it's good, personally. I think it just goes to show that we as average citizens need to do more of our own research on these people that we're going to be voting for.
Candidates, yeah.
What
Now-
have they stood for before? Where are their flaws? What are their strengths? You know,
And I've said it before and I'll say it again. These are not our leaders that we are voting. These
No.
are our representatives. They are supposed to represent us
Yes.
as a people.
It's not up to them what laws should be passed or what acts and
Right.
fees and taxes and whatnot should be passed. It should be up to the people. What are we willing to compromise for?
Right.
What are we willing to, you know, whatever. Yeah. What laws do we want put in place?
Yeah.
What do we not agree with?
It shouldn't be up to them to pass legislation.
I mean, look at what Wheeler's doing up there in Portland. It's disgusting.
Oh,
He's over here
yeah.
worried about a pot shortage or some shit.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and tells their police chief, you need to stop telling the news that we're short police officers and that we can't respond and whatnot because you're just advertising to the criminals that there's no officers. The criminals already know.
The criminals know. And the criminals also know that if they do anything, they're just going to get a slap on
Exactly.
the wrist.
You don't want us advertising it? Well, then you shouldn't have made it a freaking thing.
Exactly.
You know?
He's the one that cut the budget to the police
Yeah.
force.
And you can't just rebuild that kind of thing overnight.
No.
It's like
No.
tearing down a whole building. You got to build it back brick by brick.
Yeah. Takes time.
And look at how much faith people have lost in the whole system in Portland. How many people that are qualified to be an officer actually want to be an officer there at this point?
Right.
The officers that are still there don't want to be officers.
No, because they feel their hands are tied.
Yeah, they really can't do anything as it is. People get slapped on the wrist and let out after they beat the crap out of their girlfriend, and then they go back and kill their girlfriend.
Right.
7 days later.
Yeah.
Or like, what was it? Wasn't it in California that guy cut off that girl's head
Yeah.
in the middle of the street?
In the middle of the street there, yeah. That was
I mean, let's look at California, because that's where we're headed, you guys. That's like our future, you know. Do you think it's good that there's a little bit of line crossing with this partisan nonsense?
Leave us a comment below. Should they be running on policy or on their sexual orientation?
And who would you guys vote for? I mean, if right now, if you had, I mean, you don't have to tell us, but just kind of think about it. Right now, who would you vote for and why? Ask yourself those questions. In the comments below, leave us a question that you personally would ask the candidates today about whatever you think is the most important
thing as an Oregonian.
What do you think is the most important issue? What affects you the most right now? Is it the crime, the homelessness, the education system,
the lack of mental health facilities?
The lack of mental health facilities? I don't know. Whatever.
As an average person, ask yourself these questions.
Because you guys got to remember, we're average people too.
Yep, nothing special about
Ain't nothing
us.
special.
You won't see me on a Hulu ad.
Nope. We barely got on an Anchor ad, and I had to record it. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up on that little video.
Yeah.
Stay uncommon.